Okay, thank you, Program Director. Well, my name is Sello Rasarute, and I'll be your an internship coordinator, and I must say I'm looking forward to working with you within the period that you will be on the internship. Are you looking forward to working with me? I see what's happening. Okay. To start off with, this is how I've structured my presentation. We will have a look at your working hours, your remuneration, your leave that you managers alluded to, and the resignations, determination of your employment, and lastly, the certificate for your completion. All right, to start with your working hours, now that you have become employees and not learners anymore, you are expected to work 8 hours per day. Does it come as a shock? Okay, I have the right crowd in front of me. Okay, and you are also expected to work from Monday to Friday. Not Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday to Friday. Okay, so you are also entitled to a meal break of about 30 minutes to an hour. And well, I know that our immune system works differently. So I would just like to encourage that those of you that perhaps take a bit of a time for you to digest, you might want to scale down and fit yourself between those timelines, between 30 minutes and an hour. And you're also entitled to a tea break of about 15 minutes. And that you can take in the morning and in the afternoon. Well, again, it will depend on the institution that you would be placed under, of course. Okay, now it is not compulsory of you to work overtime. But should there arise a need for you to be required to work overtime, please do so. And that comes under an agreement, of course, with your mentor. So don't say to anyone that Mr. Sello said that it is not compulsory for us to work overtime, so I will not be working overtime. Remember, it's an opportunity and we make use of opportunities. Okay, so with that, please kindly note that for the same amount of hours that you would have worked overtime, you can actually replace those exact same hours to take off a day. Obviously, if you took about 6 hours of overtime, you can request to be excused 6 hours on that particular day or the next day. Is that understood? Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, now all the other important things that you're not expected to work on public holiday. And I know that we understand things differently. To some of you, public holiday may mean something different for me. But I think it's essential that we really get a grasp of what really a public holiday is, so that we are on a common understanding. A public holiday perhaps should be any day that is deemed public holiday according to the Public Holiday Act 34 of 1994. Now, with that being said, I wish not all I wish not to be asked or see any leave form on my desk with an indication that I'm taking leave because it's Mother's Day. I shall not proceed on that. Okay, moving ahead, remuneration. Of course, this is how we are scaling your salaries. Note that the minimum requirement to be on the program, of course, is a B degree. A B degree, you must have a B degree. Don't be calling us and saying that, well, I was busy. Of course, we are well aware that when you applied, some of you were still studying towards your degrees, of course. You did not complete at the time. So don't look at me and say, you know, the way my lecturer looked at me, I can tell you that I will pass. I can only say that we will only pay you once we have a qualification or a proof from your university that you indeed have completed. Okay, so I know a burning question is that money going to be taxed? I see the way you're looking at me. Yes, of course it's going to be taxed, but it's very minimal. If I may just give you the figures. Those of you that will be earning 5,445, you can expect a package of about 5,390 or so. And those of you on the honors, the 6,000, you will have about 5.9. And those of you on the masters, you will have about 6,000, between 6,800 and 6,900. So it's very minimal. There isn't really much of a difference there. Okay, please, I'm well aware that most of you, like you have said, you have submitted your masters or you were pursuing a higher degree. Once you get that qualification, you are more than welcome to submit a proof for that, and we can actually adjust your salary. But that can only happen, of course, once you send us proof that you have acquired that. Okay, so you need to submit a certified letter or a certificate from the university, certified. And we are also aware that some institutions will actually top up your salary. We are not against that, but that is not administered by NRF. Okay, and also please note that you will be getting paid on the 25th of each month. I just want to clarify this one. Most of you have not been to a bank for some time, so which is why we pleaded with you that you needed to actually go to the bank and get the bank to validate your bank account. So it's very important that banking details form has a stamp on it. If you do not have that, I would encourage that you quickly run to Capitec East and get that sorted out now. Okay, and we pay into your deposit, we depositing that money into your account, of course. Okay, and another point of clarity. When I say you're getting paid on the 25th, I I do not mean that you're getting paid for the 25 days of each month. Let's get that clear now. We chose that day because we feel that is appropriate for us to pay that into your account. Now, when you get paid on the 25th, you're getting paid for the whole month. Are we understanding each other? Yes. I will come back to that point later on. Okay, now also I will keep saying that we are different and we like different things, and we like, as human beings, of course, we like exploring things. And as the internship, we have come to the conclusion that you are going to be limited to changing your banking details twice. So you can only use maximum of 2 banks. What we have seen in the past, ladies and gentlemen, we have seen people trying almost all the banks. And I'm still struggling to this day to understand why is it so hard to just choose one bank and stick by it. If you don't, for some reason, like Capital, rather move to the bank that you like so much now. Don't try all the banks because it implicates so many things from our side, let alone the SARS. So please make your choice within these 2 months, between April and May, and get your best bank now. You would have received communication from us with an indication that you need to get registered with SARS. This is of importance. We will not, I repeat, we will not pay you if you fail to submit your tax reference numbers. So I suggest that if you do not have one, please go to SARS offices and get yourself one. Once you do that, submit that. Of course, you will have communication from our officers to who you should send it to. Please look out for that and submit on the dates that will be indicated to you. Coming down to the leave dates. Now you have different kinds of leaves that you are entitled to. This is very important. The first one is your annual leave. You are entitled to 15 days, 15 days. And you see the impact that you not really expected to take leave in advance. So let's try and work around our mathematics. You are on a 1-year internship, right? And you are entitled to 15 days. How many days are you entitled to, Emma? Help me out. But I don't really look like I've been to school. Mathematics is not really like, how many days do you think you are entitled to? If you have 50 days in 1 year, a month, if you are to work on an accruation system, how many days do you accumulate per month? 1.2. Thank you very much. So each month you accumulate 1.25 days. Right, let's go further with a bit of mathematics. In 3 months, how many days would you be entitled to? It shouldn't be difficult. 1.5, 1.25 times 3. I'm trying to help you so that when we reject your request, you don't question us. Almost full. Okay. Okay, so in 3 months you will have 1.25 times 3. You can do the mathematics around that. Okay, so in 3 months, is it appropriate to send a leave form with request in 6 days? Okay, please. Then don't do that. Okay. Now, of course, being generous as we are, we have come to a very good conclusion or agreement that you know how much of importance you are to us, and we thought, well, if you opt not to use your annual leave days, which we recommend that you keep them as they are, take them when necessary, and don't overuse them, please. You know, it's just 1 year, and I mean, so many opportunities have been spoken of. You know, rather focus on those opportunities and don't really focus so much on the annual leave days. Don't abuse this system. It was meant to help you, nothing against you. So what we have decided is that at the end of the internship, should you not, of course, have used all of them, we will reimburse you. We will pay you for those days that you would have not used. Pay attention to the information on the documents. Ensure that you know who to communicate to about what, right? Your leave form, on the form itself, you will see it has a name that you should address that document to. Okay, now, number one, your form must be signed by your mentor. Of course, your signature must appear there as well. Any form that does not have your mentor signature will not be accepted. Okay, and ensure that every time you send us that form, you keep a copy for yourself. I'm trying to avoid situations where you will later on come to us and asking, well, I have lost count of how many days I have taken. You start asking, how many days do I have left? So I encourage that every time you take leave, you keep a copy for yourself and you send one to the NRF office. Okay, now, I will come back to this one later on the resignation. Okay, now the other kind of leave is the sick leave. Of all the kinds of leave that you have, this is the only leave, ladies and gentlemen, that you do not take in advance. Am I right? Okay, right, and you are entitled to about 12 days. Okay, unlike the annual leave with 50 days, this one, it's only 12 days. Okay, and should you take this leave with, of course, 2 consecutive days, please ensure that the supporting documents follow. Please attach your medical certificate with that form and send it to the relevant person at the NRF. Okay, so the unpaid sick leave are not allowed. Once you use your 12 days, that's it. Okay, so try to keep healthy and eat right. Of course, now you have money. Try to change your budget really and your diet as well. You can't be eating the same way as you used to, of course. Okay. You also now entitled to please be aware that you are covered under the Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act. Should anything happen to you, those of you that perhaps will be working in labs, certain things can happen in there, and should anything happen, you must know that you are covered under that act, and you are entitled to that special leave. Okay. Maternity leave. We are of different age, of course. And, please know that you have a maximum of 4 consecutive months. Unfortunately, that will have to be without pay. Of course, you will be contributing to the UIF, right? Unemployed Insurance Fund. So you can actually claim that money while on maternity leave. Okay? And we always encourage that you send us, or you request that you leave at least 4 weeks. Send us the necessary documentation at least 4 weeks before you go on that particular leave. All right. Of course, when you complete that leave, like I said, it always, if I don't see your mentor's signature, we will have problems. And at time, all the time, with all these different kinds of leave, you must have supporting documents with that. And please, of course, I believe that when you're pregnant, you would have a doctor's note, of course, supporting that. And the most two important dates on this maternity leave is the day on which you are leaving and the day when you come back. Okay? Because at that stage, from the commencement of that maternity leave and all the way to the reinstatement, you will not be getting paid, so we need those 2 important dates. So don't come back to work or leave to the maternity leave without having indicated to us. Okay, now, of course, you are entitled to your 12 months. Okay, so should it happen that when you go on maternity leave, you would have been on the program for about 6 months, and you go on maternity for 4 months, you're more than welcome to come back and complete your internship to cover the 12 months. Okay? And that would be, of course, established upon an agreement with your host institution. Okay, and also to help yourself, always include your mentor on the communication that you send to us. Okay. Another kind of leave is the family responsibility leave. In this one, you are entitled to about 5 days, obviously based on circumstances. Please know that you can only take this leave if your spouse or your life partner is giving birth. Pay special attention to what I'm saying and glue your eyes to what you see on screen. When your spouse or your life partner is giving birth, I'm not really pointing this to some. I know that love is all in the end. we fall into it. I'm not referring to somebody that, you know, you want to just say, you know, say, you don't understand this. I'm just a step away from sending her to meet my family. But that unfortunately, that kind of category does not fall here. You know, I'm referring to spouse or life partner. Right? Of course, again, if your dependent child, again, or your spouse or life partner is sick, or your child's spouse or life partner is deceased, or your immediate family member is deceased. Immediate family member is deceased. And by that I mean, when I say immediate family member, I mean either your parent, adoptive parent, grandparent, child, adopted child, or grandchild, or a sibling. Okay. I'm well aware that some of you are either still at the university completing certain degrees. Under this special leave, you are entitled to about 15 days. Okay? Should it happen that you are expected to write an exam on a certain day, you will be entitled to about 2 days for that. Of course, the day before for preparation and the actual day of the examination. And please again ensure that you have supporting documents with that. Alright, so if your day of examination falls on a Saturday, you would take the Friday. Okay, so should it happen that you write two papers on the same day, you can actually take 3 days before the actual day. So you have 1 day for one paper, 1 day for preparation of another, and the actual day for those 2 particular papers. Okay, and those of you that will be attending lectures, please ensure that you attach the letter or the timetable. Okay, and I'm also well aware that most of you will be graduating sometime either in April or in May. Please note that you will have that particular day for graduation. You can take a special leave for that. Okay, resignations. It's 1 year of opportunities. If you are like me, we like knocking on different doors, and some of them we keep them open, and they just open. And so when that happens, ensure that upon your need to resign, send a resignation 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the actual resignation, and ensure that you ensure that your mentor signs that and send it to us. And please ensure that you follow up on this. You would have seen that our way of communication is through emails. And so sometimes it's easy to just miss emails. So please ensure that you follow that up. We're trying to avoid a situation where after you have resigned, we're still paying you and you keep quiet on us until we discover that you have been getting paid. Okay? So once again, you must serve your notice either on the 1st or the 15th of the month. And of course, once you resign, like I said earlier, you are entitled to for a leave payout for those days that you would have not utilized. Okay. Another subtitle there is the termination of contract. There are 3 ways that you will actually exit on the program. Number 1, note that after 12 months your contract will automatically terminate. And the second one is that if your employer terminated due to disciplinary processes, of course, which we hope that will not happen. And lastly, when you as an employee terminate, if you resign. And lastly, certificate of completion. Please note that at the end of this internship, you would be attending what we call a research day, on which you would have your moment of glory, of course, where you receive your certificate of completion. Certificate of completion, not participation. Should you resign, of course, you can speak to your mentor, then you can get your testimonial letter issued to you. I see I'm not keeping my time, so that's just it. Thank you. If you have any questions, please.